Hello and welcome into the Sorare Data Show. I am Andrew Laird. You can find me as Lairdinho on Sorare. Talking today, this is going to seem like a victory lap, and I promise it's not. Part of it because I'm still not convinced I'm gonna win. I'm currently in a winning spot, and I just never have any confidence that it holds. Particularly with the number of negative Opta adjustments I've already gotten in multiple places, and so not counting any winnings yet. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Philly Dilly, Gavin Ty, and Sorar Ben first are on the podium. Congratulations to you three. Gavin getting a podium in the Asia Rare Special. GG's, Gavin. Sorar Ben said, seems like I won Rare Division 2 Contender, and my captain got a red card, and I would have won in Division 1 too. Didn't think that's possible with a captain with a red card. That is impressive. That should be like a some sort of achievement on Sorare. Some sort of ghost name here saying ETH crashes. What is ETH these days? How much is ETH? ETH in USD. 20. Ooh, that's not good. Oh boy. This is when I'm like, oh man, if I win a bunch of cash, should I take it in cash or should I take it in ETH? Here's where I'm looking. If you take it in ETH, obviously, and ETH goes up, you get a little more buying power. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Major NFT, what's up? What is this other comment? Is it just me or a classic reward so trash? I guess I didn't really notice until I finished top 50. Got only 2 rare essence. What a waste. Same thing in season is $25. Lesson learned. Well, it's not the same thing in season. In season and classic are just very different. But it also depends on what competitions you're in. But classic is tough. David Richards, what's up? Hopefully for winning limited MLS Classic Division 1 this week, I get Messi. Wow, that's a big one. Big one. Mikey Baston, what's up? Jay Blaze, thanks for coming in. Sporting Classics, Malky, Sean Kennedy, Hatlingen. I don't know, but if I stuck to my gut feeling and played Amiri over Bischoff, I could have told you. I mean, was it better? Was it better? I don't know. Ken Persk, what's up? Johannatan, been a minute. Peptetta, Carrie, Sorare Soul, what's up? Tuggy said, probably something I shouldn't say, even though I've already have it on the screen already. Anyway, Ahmed, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. No, it's the, so I'm currently in a winning position. And I was kind of thinking that based on kind of where, sorry, I just got to, here we go. Basically where I was before the weekend, I'm currently winning Challenger Rare in season Division 2. Division 2 because I got relegated last weekend, which is really stinging now. But it was kind of like, all right, if this holds, or even if I had like stayed in Division 1 and won Division 1, like what happens at that point? And there are some people like, oh yeah, you just like withdraw and do whatever you want with your money. And I've been on this channel many, many times kind of talking about how the money that you have on Sorare should be kind of just like disposable money. And that doesn't mean that you can't earn more money with that kind of disposable income that you've used to buy JPEGs and play a fantasy football game. But I've kind of said a few times that if I was going to withdraw the money and it was like, oh, well, what do I want to do with that money? It's like, oh, maybe I want to buy some collectibles. And maybe they happen to be digital collectibles. And maybe I happen to be able to use those in a fantasy sports game. And so I've never withdrawn from Sorare. And that's not news to anybody who has watched a long time. But like I joined the platform 4-ish years ago. And yeah, I've never withdrawn. And I've won plenty of cash on the site. And I've won plenty of cards and I've sold cards. And I pretty much like the term that a lot of people use is reinvest, which I never love the term investment when it comes to any of this, but it's an easy and understandable term for people to think like, oh, if I put money in, I can get more out. And obviously there's downside, and so it feels like an investment, whether it is or not, which I don't think it is. But the the kind of like, what would I do with this money? If I won $10,000, that's a little different, I guess. But the the way that I kind of look at it is like, all right, so now I have like a bigger balance on So Rare, and the like, what do I do at that point? And I know there are a lot of people who like play through the European calendar, and they were like, "Oh, all my winnings and my market credits I'll use for MLS." And we've seen people, and I know that there are people who have done that. And I'm buying some MLS cards too, but it's like it's almost like the way that I'm going to play the game really isn't going to change. And maybe it would have changed more drastically had I still been in D1, and my winnings would have been more than double what I could get. Um, Mikey Basson said, "Let that be a lesson to you ladies. If you've ever met Laird, he never withdraws," which I didn't realize what you were saying until I read that out loud. So, Mike, you got me again. Oh my God. I don't know what it is about Mike Basson. I mean, he's obviously just very good at that, at sneaking me into getting that. Anyway, Gareth Hughes said, I always used to put money back into buying cards. Then I won Premier League Limited D1. £1,400 is a big sum of money. It is. It is. And you can do some really cool stuff with £1,400. And one of the cool things you can do is take some out and leave some in Sorare and keep playing. And sort of the way that I've been, the reason why I tend not to like just withdraw the money is just because you had a lineup that won once doesn't mean that that lineup will win again. And so you have this kind of constant belief that you have to improve what you're doing because like, oh, that worked that week. But like, and if you understand why that worked, meaning like the matchups worked out well and you had the right XP and collection bonus and all that stuff, the next time is going to be different. Though you're not going to get those matchups again. And so now you have to look for comparable matchups with other players, which means you have to buy more cards. And so where I go with the whole like, well, what do you do after you win? And it's like, well, do you want to win again? And I generally do. And so where I go with that is like, do I basically put the money that I win into buying more cards? And really, like, I've deposited a few times over the years that I've been here, but like I'm not a constant person who deposits, or I'm not constantly depositing, excuse me. And the goal really is to never deposit again, is to win enough that I can use my winnings to improve my gallery and just kind of keep going. And it does seem a little weird because there was a time on So Rare where people would, play So Rare and expect that they could live off of it for the rest of their lives. And Mike said, surely it's repeat, repeat, repeat. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it comes down to. But maybe it's just because I haven't won like that significant amount of money yet. But we don't even really compete for life-changing money. And I realized that winning £1,200 or £3,000, I think Harry's super in season was like 3,000. Can't remember if it was $3,000 or £3,000. Like that is a lot of money. And it's weird to say this, but I feel like if you play So Rare, that's not life-changing money. Like if you have enough money to use it on So Rare, regardless of what you're buying, if you have $200 worth of limited cards, winning $3,000, sure, like it changed things. Maybe you can, you go out for some nice meals, or you can go on like a little holiday, but like it's not fully life changing. It's not like, oh, I'm quitting my job. And so that is one reason why I think some people left So Rare, is that like the amount that they could win, the like jackpot amounts aren't here anymore. And what's funny about it is that the people who often complain about that have so much money that like, even if they had won a $20,000 Mbappe, they weren't going to, like, that's not enough to change their lives. Obviously can change other people's lives, but like, I don't know. It's obviously a very different game now. Major NFC said, I'm buying uniques. Yeah, like that. the and Mike's saying that the days of life changing sums are gone. But Mike, I would even argue that the not enough people even won life changing amounts that it so rare was like changing lives, like Nanzo winning a $25,000-$30,000 card. Like, does that do anything to his life? I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. Benjamin Goldman said, I'm literally winning tens of dollars. Hey, winning is better than not winning. Surface said, So Rare changed my life. So I'm not saying that So Rare, well, yeah, Surf, maybe you're in a, yeah. I mean, I think everybody can say this. So Rare changed my life, but I think Surface's winnings changed his life. That's fair. All right. Surface might be the last one, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Khan said, just got my first cash reward, and I think I'll be using that as an excuse to reinvest and not withdraw. Yeah, you don't need an excuse. Like, that's the game is made up that way, that hopefully you can deposit once or whenever, but you have a period of deposit, and then you live off that for the rest of your So Rare life. And hopefully you win enough cash over the years, months, years, whenever, excuse me, that you don't have to deposit again. That's winning to me. Surely. Adrian FT said, it changed my life in terms of wasting my money on So Rare instead of other pursuits. Is it wasting though? Ryan Wilkinson, I wonder what I would have spent all my So Rare time on if I had never started playing. I think there's a huge part of So Rare that we don't like take for granted, but it has obviously become a big part of people's lives. And like for me personally, obviously, like I have a job here and I talk about So Rare every single day, but it's not like when the camera goes off and I'm like, all right, done with So Rare. Like I think about So Rare all the time. And it's not necessarily even thinking about the game of So Rare, but it's even just like talking to the people that I have spoken to about So Rare. And we talk about something, not even remotely close to So Rare. And like Tuggy, I was talking to earlier today about Pharaoh, if you will. And like, that's not a So Rare conversation, but that's a conversation that Tuggy's a bad example because I knew Tuggy before So Rare, but let's pretend we didn't. Or I certainly wasn't talking to Tuggy about Pharaoh before So Rare, but it's like, those are the sort of things that come up about, when you play So Rare, you start talking to people, and even everyone watching this live stream or watching the video back and participating in the live stream participating in the live chat. And it's like, this has become something that we do, and we obviously enjoy it enough that we want to keep, participating in it. And winning on So Rare now pretty much like almost guarantees you the ability to keep going without having to spend more money, which is like, that's the goal. Like, we all find significant enjoyment from So Rare, whether it's playing the game, looking for players, building lineups, building collections, looking for jersey mints. We're just kind of talking to friends that we have met by playing this game about something completely unrelated to So Rare. And the more we can win, the longer that can continue. And if you're successful enough where you can win and not have to keep depositing, but even if you want to keep depositing, like, I'm not saying that's bad, but obviously the social aspect of So Rare is significant, and being able to win on the game allows you to kind of like keep that going. Mike said, I remember the guy who bought himself a Neymar rare for 2,000 pounds as a Christmas present to himself and then sold for 26,000 pounds 2 months later when the Gary V boom hit. That's fun. The Real No said, my goal would be to win Division 1 in season, pay out everything that I ever invested in So Rare, and continue playing with the rest of it. I think that would feel very satisfying. Yeah, I think there are plenty of people who do that. But then it's like, all right, well now the money's just sitting in your bank, right? Um, Camper said the money I won in my first 3 weeks on Sorare, I can buy 2 McFlurries. There you go. Um, Tuggy says, get your steps in and eat your farrow, folks. That's right. That's right. Mike said, have I won because I didn't know you and now I do? No, no. But I appreciate our friendship, Mike. JS the plumber. I don't know if I've seen that in the live chat before, but I love it. I won £5 this week and I'm happy. Most people will lose, but as long as you enjoy it. Yeah. Adrian Fee said, I just want to get there, Laird. Win enough to keep going without putting more in. Yeah, that's winning for me. Totally agree. Totally agree. I feel like we have gotten so used to paying for entertainment these days, like Netflix and Spotify and all this stuff. When we look at these subscriptions of things that we use for entertainment and then consider So Rare to be completely different for some reason, maybe because it's not like a monthly subscription, but a lot of people get more enjoyment out of So Rare and all of it about So Rare, not just the what I was saying before. It's not just the lineup building or the card accumulation and the collections and all that stuff, but the whole social aspect of it is when if you could somehow quantify enjoyment or entertainment, Sora provides so much more than the other things that we do, or at least for a lot of people who participate in it. And if you're able, like, what if if you had, paid Netflix $100 5 years ago and never had to pay again? Like, but you get everything, all the benefits from it, and that's So Rare. Kind of gives you that opportunity to do that, and whatever the introductory number is, and I guarantee that if you really love So Rare, the entertainment value you get from that, whether it's the mental gymnastics that you go through trying to justify lineup decisions, or literally just coming into a live stream and trying to get me to put something on the screen and read it out loud without me realizing what I'm saying before I say it, that's a win. Sean said, for me, it's about grinding back to even after all the mistakes I made at first when I didn't know anything in the game. That will feel like a win. Sean, do you actually track that? Like, do you have a number where that you're getting to, or that you want to get to, that allows you to think that you're winning? Chris Holt said we can't all win. So Holty, the difference is that, like, this is true. Like, there are not enough. Like, we can't have everybody getting to positive, and but that doesn't mean that people can't participate in the game and the community and not enjoy it. And also, I'll just say, like, maybe we certainly can't all win. But if you're somebody who's like, I'm one of those people, like, I can't win, like, it may just be that your time hasn't come yet. So there's that. Halligan said, what is farro? Farro is a delicious grain that you can make, kind of like rice. It's not like, well, I mean, you make it like rice, boil it. It's delicious. It's delicious. Mike said, I judge my success on the Gator Guy meal scale nowadays. Yeah. Server said, the question of what happens when you win ideally shouldn't be something that is decided after it happens. Part of a sound plan is what you're going to do with the winnings when you get them. I think that's fair, but I think most people, like, I think winning first place in Division One is just so unexpected for most people that, like, when it happens, you're just like, oh my God, wow, look at me, $10,000 or $2,000 or whatever the prizes are now these days. And it's like, I understand what you're saying, that, like, you should plan it out, but, like, that it's unattainable for so many people that I almost feel like it's not worth the headspace. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just describing myself there. Rico Mon said, I've started pretending it's a monthly subscription by depositing every month. That's interesting. Sora Soul said the Sora Data subscription is basically paying for 1 to 2 hours of Laird TV a day. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's really nice of you to say. Sean said, yeah, I have my total deposits number. Now any winnings or sales, half go to a slush fund to bolster the gallery and half go back to pay back the deposit number. Okay. That's, yeah. Holty said 85 winners currently watching. Yeah. How many likes are we up to? 28. Guys, we can do better than that. Josh 7. Won my first time cash this weekend, 5th place in Contender Division 1. I realized again how hard it is to win something in Sorare. Ended up with 500 points and was 25 points away from winning it all. Yeah, I mean, nobody said winning's easy. This game is not easy, which is why winning is so nice. Because it's hard. Like, it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? Satisfying is not the word, but I'll use it for now. But like winning on Sorare is super satisfying because you know how hard it is. The more you play Sorare, the more you realize it's extremely difficult to win. There's so many factors that go into winning. Luck is a huge part of it too. But being able to put yourself in a position where you could win makes winning all that more satisfying and important to your journey. That, you know, we can all complain like you have to score so many points to win, and oh my gosh, if you we see all the numbers, 490 points and I'm not even winning a box, and it's like that, well, you're just misunderstanding the game at that point. But it is not easy. And one of the things that I always said about daily fantasy football, like on DraftKings and FanDuel, is that, and it applies to Sorare completely the same. It's very easy to play and it is very hard to win. And there's no way we get as much enjoyment out of winning if it was easy, because also if it was easy, we wouldn't be winning that much. And so Sorare do seem to be moving in this kind of direction of more people winning less, meaning they want a bigger part of the user base to win something, but it's coming at the expense of like a big prize. Now, obviously the first place prizes are quite big, but there is like this weird balance where it feels like the tail is almost too long in some competitions. And I think I talked about this. I can't remember if it was with Black or Harry last week, but it was like there was some competition where maybe it was 50th to 750 won $5, and it's like finishing 50th and finishing 750th is a big difference, roughly 700 spots. But to win the same amount feels a little weird. But I appreciate that they're doing that in order to allow more people to say, hey, I won something this week. Will Essence and XP be on the winnings page on Sorare Data? I don't know. Simo said, tracking my deposits would make it less fun for me, so I tend not to. So what's kind of interesting about that, Simo, I don't track deposits, but I do track card spend, like how much I spend on cards. And one is definitely not the same as the other. Like if you win, let's say you win $50 and then you buy a $50 card, it's like, oh, I spent $50 on that card, but like you didn't deposit $50. But I almost feel like maybe, I don't know if the deposit is more important or not. The last deposit I made was on December 12th, 2024, which was recently. And why did I deposit that money? I think I got it from Prize Picks, which is like a parlay, a player prop parlay site here in the US. And I live in a jurisdiction that can no longer play Prize Picks. And I so I withdrew it, and I think I obviously just put it right into Sorare. But my deposit just before that was in March of 2024. And then before that was December 2022. So yeah, maybe I should. I mean, it's kind of like a run. The deposit balance ideally is just a stagnant number, but I've never like withdrawn the amount of money that I have won to like reduce the deposit number, or at least like, basically try to get back to even. Like I've never done that. And it it's not that it's never crossed my mind, but it does feel like it would end up being detrimental for my future success on So Rare, because it's like, oh, I won this money that is supposed to be used to like make my future collections or gallery or lineups better, and I'm actually like taking that away. But that's just the way that I look at it. I'm anybody who withdraws their winnings, like that's on, like that's cool. Go buy, you know, something. Go buy a new bicycle or something. I don't know. Major MT, do you think they need to bump up Essence payout in MLS? I have no idea. Why is it bad? Is it bad? I just know that I'm currently winning 4 super rare Essence and I have 19. And so I'll be able to craft tomorrow. I think that's going to stick. I can't remember. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the Nahuel Guzman post-match red card was absolutely tilting. Not that I had like a great lineup, but man, it is a bad lineup when you do that. I'm currently getting relegated in 7 competitions as of this game week, which is not that fun. Not fun at all. But it happens. It happens. He shouldn't have had a red card. He's marked as a troublemaker. I feel like if the red card came after the game, like why does that not stay? I mean, why does that count? The game's over. Khan said, what happened to your limited challenger lineup that was on the podium? One of my players lost a last man tackle. And so that lineup fell from second to lower than second. Let me see. That lineup was in second and fell to 35th, which is a bummer because I went from winning, I think I was in second. But I went from winning $150 to $4. So, Adrian T said, I saw the video. Who was talking to a fan. Hope he challenges it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was shit talking the Necaxa supporters, and he's a bit of a instigator. Johanneton, yeah, that Utrecht rescore was brutal. Brutal. Like somebody with So Rare cards with the Utrecht collection scored that game, I'm guessing. And then somebody came back and they were like, whoa, buddy. Like, did they even give that last man tackle to somebody else? It was Nick Viergiver, if that's how you say his name, who had it and then lost it. Let me see. It was this game. So I can't remember if it was a last man tackle or a clearance off the line. Like I don't, you won't believe this. I didn't watch the game. I also had Jens Toonstra in another lineup, and I'm fairly certain he had a big chance missed. Yep, there he is. And I was like, man, what you doing? Anyway, Simon says, is there a way on SD to see how many Messi cards were lined up in a particular division this weekend? Yes, there is, Simon. Let's do that together. If you go to our new site, this is where it's the easiest, beta.soradata.com. If you go to the game week and then impact players, and you can see, so what is this? This is MLS in-season Division 1. Messi was the most popular player. 691 cards, and he scored 0. If you notice here, Kai Wagner had the second highest impact, but there were actually more Kai Wagner cards played, 820. But I'm guessing so many people captained Messi that the impact is based on total XP, or excuse me, total bonus percentages. And so because there were so many more people who captained Messi, he became the highest impact player. And so, yeah, let's see. Was he the highest? Oh, he wasn't the highest in D2. That was Albert Rusnak. And in D3, the most popular player was Pedro Gallese. That was Kripos sat again. Boy, that Portland situation's a mess. That was in MLS Rare. Excuse me, Limited. And then you can just kind of do this anywhere. This is, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. This was Classic. So in season, Division 1, Messi was still tops. Same number of cards as Jonathan Bamba or Marco Pasalic. I played Messi in Division 1 in season and got relegated. So I am now no longer in Division 1. I'll be in Division 2, where Kevin Denke was the top player, most impact player, Miguel Almiron second, and Bamba third. And then in Division 3, Zaha was top. Almiron and Anders Dreyer were the top 3. So that's where you do it, Simo, if you want to check around. 0 going to be a pretty big impact. Yeah, thanks, Dougie. Thanks. Mike Basson said, talking of Messi, everyone who doesn't have Messi and complains about their DMPs, this is one of those game weeks where you've benefited from other DMPs. He's exactly right. Exactly right. Like, obviously, the winning lineups, none of them have Messi because he didn't play. Holty said, how is Suarez still smashing it? Bloke couldn't even walk a couple seasons ago. So he can't walk now. I watched Inter Miami at New York City FC last year. Messi played. It was Messi's worst game of his entire time on Sorare, probably the worst game of his life. And Suarez looks totally broken, and then all of a sudden he makes a run and he like runs normally. And then when he stops running, he clearly is just filled with pain. But yeah, this is the Messi score chart over the last year, and this game right here against New York City FC. Yeah, negative 2.2 all around. And we don't have an all button? Really? Got rid of the all. Weird decision. Let's go here, where we still have it. Genuinely, it was the worst game of his entire time, like starting time on Sorare, right there. 32.8. I was in attendance for this game. First time I'd ever seen Lionel Messi live. Packed Yankee Stadium, people cheering for Inter Miami as if they were born in Miami, and Messi spent his entire career there. People were so excited, and he was terrible. Mike said Suarez waddles to the penalty area, then runs when needed, then waddles everywhere again until the next attack. Totally true. And Messi does the same thing without the waddling. Like, he walks and then he like sees something happening and then he runs, but he spends most of the time just walking. Laird curse in the flesh. Totally. Awesome time though. Like, I got tickets from Sorare for that game, and it was awesome. I requested the tickets months in advance, and with the hope of like, oh, maybe they won't realize that that's a Messi game. And I don't know if they ended up realizing it, but it ended up being okay. Let me see. I think I have a picture here somewhere. My son is a big Messi fan because, like, how could you not be? But sorry, I'm trying to look for a picture to see if I can find one of us at the game. Here we go. Hold on. Where did that go? Like an old man using a computer. Anyway, This is us at the game. That's me and my son. But he's wearing a Messi jersey and a New York City FC hat. And I remember Quinny was like, "That's the most American thing I've ever seen." But there were probably more Miami fans at Yankee Stadium. If you notice, yes, this is a baseball stadium where New York City FC play. But it, yeah, it was a ton of fun. Ton of fun. Thank you again to Sorare for that. Hashtag Sorare on tour. Rico said, "We need you at more games." Is that content you guys want to see? Me at games? Like, what do you want me to do there? I'm not I'm not against it. Collar and cuffs not matching, I guess. Beats a half and half scarf. Yeah. Maybe. Mike said Messi's walking is awesome though because he does it in such a way that space opens up around him as the less tactically savvy players just go and ball watch. Yeah, that's fair. Just go ball chasing. Yeah, well, the funniest thing of that game was Inter Miami took the opening, like kicked off to start the game, and you see like Messi came out, and I think he did like just before they kicked off. I think he did like 3 high knees as if he was like maybe he did like a tuck jump or something, and to like get ready, and then I assume it was Suarez. I don't know, but like pass the ball back to start, and Messi just starts walking like forward, like not even a jog, just like starts walking, leisurely stroll through the Bronx in the middle of what was that, May, April? When was that game? September, excuse me. Oh, right, it was the end of the season. It was a beautiful day, and it looked like he was just out for a walk. Um, and then, yeah, he ended up not doing anything, and he basically walked the entire game because he didn't do anything. Holty said, Laird, I know you don't play La Liga, but I know you like a good run of fixtures. Can I tempt you with Celta Vigo? Thank you, Chris. You cannot. But let's look at this Celta Vigo. Is Aspas available? I thought I heard somebody say he was hurt. What do we got here? Leganés, Valladolid, Las Palmas, Mallorca, Espanyol, and then away to Barca, Villarreal, Madrid. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not bad. Everybody, you just want me to go to Messi's games? Gotcha. I have a Messi. Why would I want to curse him? Simon said, I wonder how many people didn't show up in Houston after the Dynamo released a statement saying Messi didn't travel. I assume plenty. Houston Stadium was really empty. Yeah, I mean, like there's a reason that everybody wants to go see Messi, right? And it's the reason that like MLS really wanted Messi here. And I remember when he was hurt for a while before that New York City FC game. He had missed a couple games. That wasn't his first game back, but let me see here. Yeah, like so again, easy to find. So he missed, was this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games between like Leagues Cup and MLS. He came back. This might have been this. I can't remember if this was a midweek or not, but he smashed Philly at home, and then they played at Inter Miami, or excuse me, at Atlanta United in a midweek, and then they play. Oh yeah, so this was a weekend. Sorry. So he came back after missing all those games, played a home game against Philly, 2 goals and an assist, 94.8, and then had a midweek at Atlanta, which is turf, and everybody's like, "Oh, is he going to play on turf?" And he played 29 minutes off the bench, and then it was like, is he going to play in New York? And it was like playing at Yankee Stadium is nothing. Like it's not. There's no iconic playing at Yankee Stadium when you're a footballer, and there was like genuine concern that he was not, like for me, that he was not going to play. I had these tickets for months, and then all of a sudden it was like, man, is he really not going to play? And then he played and had the worst game of his career. Ben said, is there a culture of away fan travel in MLS? I bet the travel would be crazy. There's not really. There are some. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember we went to see, was it Charlotte against Dallas? Is that where we saw it? I'm trying to think. It was, if anybody in the chat was at that game. It was Maxime, Sean, Andy, Jimmer. Germ. I mean, I guess I could find. I might have a picture from that game, but that was. I remember Charlotte travels fairly well. Shout out Trip and B, and yeah, it's like it depends, but like I can't imagine there are that many people going to a New York City FC game as New York City FC supporters, like in Vancouver or in Portland, but maybe there are. It's not. The travel is tough. Ben said it depends. Montreal fans travel to New York and Toronto games. All right, yeah. So there you go. Yeah, there's some, but you're right. The travel is like significant. Looking for food said, who is the best player you have seen live? Sorry if you get asked this question all the time. Orlando was versus Charlotte. It was, but St. Louis, Dallas played St. Louis. That's who it was. Anyway, the best player I've ever seen live. So I've gone to some very strange football matches. Like because I don't live in Europe, I haven't seen many European matches in person. And instead I get like the preseason tours for the most part for like European teams. So like I saw Liverpool play Man City once. And Derek Boyata, is it Diedrich Boyata? He played for Man City. Scored this huge header, and it was just like, wow, that guy is amazing, and he's terrible. But actually, the most impressive player I've ever seen in person was William Saliba. And he was playing for Marseille at the time. And we went to a Marseille-Nantes match as part of like a Sorare data trip. And we had like very, very good seats. I wonder if I have pictures from there. Sorry, I'm like a big picture guy. So it's like, let's see. Do I have pictures from that trip, like of that game? But anyway, we went to the game and like here's a picture to give you guys like an idea of how close we sat. Like this was from my seat. And Saliba, I couldn't believe how well Saliba moved for his size. He's huge. He looks big and just moves very, very easily and just had like total control. And so he's like, I don't know if he was the best player I've ever seen, but like he was the most impressive. Boubacar Kamara was also on that team, and he was really, really good in that game too. Like I remember leaving thinking like those two guys were really good. And it was a fun game. Nantes went up 2-0, and Marseille ended up coming back and winning 3-2. Everybody except Maxime went home happy. But yeah, great game. Great game. And from the MLS standpoint, one of my favorite players that I ever saw live, who was just like amazing, and he was too good for MLS, but David Villa was just like a joy to watch at MLS. Like he was the perfect player for MLS at that time because he was definitely done in Europe, but he was way too good for MLS, but he tried. Like you would never ever question his drive playing in MLS for New York City FC. And it was great. It was great. Magnus said, guess who Marseille played yesterday? Was it Marseille not yesterday? That would be funny. How'd that one go? Let's see. Come on. That was yesterday. 2-0. I bet I'm trying to. So looking at this, I'm trying to think of if any. I don't think a single one of these players played for Marseille when we went, or not. That's not true. Not. Chiravella was definitely there. Wow, Nicola Palois still there. Actually, and Anthony Lopez was the Marseille goalie that day, I think. No, he was at Lyon. He was the Lyon goalkeeper when I saw Lyon. Sorry, I get them mixed up for some reason. And I know like anybody who takes that seriously like would be shocked that I do that, but it happens. Moses Simon, I think, was playing for Nantes at the time, but he wasn't there. Chow said, my best was Messi. Messi's first game for Barcelona as a professional, excuse me, at the inauguration of my club, FC Porto's new stadium in 2004. That's crazy. Camper said, I think the average NBA player moves better than Saliba for his height. Yeah, but they don't play football. I don't think we're comparing the same thing here. But yeah, he was great. And I'm sure, like, I specifically remember a very good friend of mine who happens to be a New York City FC season ticket holder for the, maybe not the entire time they've existed. But anyway, he saw Argentina play somebody in the US and Messi scored. And I remember he texted me immediately after the goal and said, I can now die in peace, because he had seen Lionel Messi score. And he saw score for Argentina, which is kind of cool. I assume it was a friendly, but because, like, what else? I don't think like, he wasn't. What do they call the CONMEBOL whatever? I'm now completely blanking on it, but whatever. I don't think it was like a qualifier, because what's the Gold Cup equivalent for CONMEBOL? Why am I just totally blanking on this? Now I got to look it up because I can't think of it. Gold Cup? No, that's the CONCACAF Gold Cup. What do they play? Copa America. Thank you, Mike. Man, that's so weird that I just like totally left my mind. It wasn't a Copa America match anyway. But so when I went to the Messi match, I was like, man, it would be just incredible to see Messi score. And instead I watched his worst game ever. But maybe I can do it again. Let's see. When does New York City Inter Miami at New York City FC? They play. They literally play on my birthday. That they play only twice this whole season. Opening day and then on my birthday. Oh, man, that's cool. If anyone from Sorare is watching this and you were ever thinking like, man, I wonder if we should send Laird to a game, that's the game to send Laird to. I'll take a video or something, maybe a photo. Maybe I can get John Nellis to come and be like, can you bring a birthday cake into Yankee Stadium for a Messi match? And then maybe he could get Messi to sign the cake. Oh, I got to call Nellis. I'll do that after. Somebody remind me to do that later. Oh, Mikey Baston. Yeah. 4 days before yours. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. John Nellis. I feel like the last time I mentioned Nellis, he just showed up in the chat. That might have been a Friday show though. But Nellis, if you're listening, if we can, if you want to, like, I don't really like being blindfolded, but if you could come to the US in September and figure out some sort of birthday cake at a stadium where we could meet Messi, I would like to. Let's figure that out. Because who doesn't want to see that? Anyway, like you said, shame Sorare said no MLS tickets this year. Did they actually say that? I remember people saying that, but I don't know. But yeah, let's make that happen. Somebody was just saying they should send me to games. That's the game they should send me to on my birthday, to see Lionel Messi, the GOAT himself. Speaking of the GOAT argument, Camper said, I saw CR7 in the Champions League in Dortmund. Not that crazy, to be fair. Why was that not that crazy? I would love to go to a game at Dortmund. Simon said, Nellis is like Beetlejuice. Say his name 3 times and he appears and blindfolds you. Everybody go subscribe to John Nellis's. I mean, we've all subscribed there, of course. Go find somebody who hasn't subscribed to John Nellis's YouTube channel and tell them to subscribe. Well worth it. What was the last one he did? What's Nellis's last video? He doesn't do many long forms now. 3 weeks ago, I surprised my friend with his favorite footballers, but his last short. What's the oldest thing in a football stadium? Okay. How many footballs can I hold at once? Like, with Ilkay Gundogan. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, anyway. So what else we got? That's all I had right now. Literally. Actually, I want to ask everyone here. So I was talking to Harry. Speaking of subscribing to channels, go over to Harry Trees' channel and subscribe. But I was talking to him before about how I'm currently in first place, but the Brøndby match is actually worrying to me. Brøndby and Sporting play today, and they both have very good matchups. And I was like, I didn't even look to see on Sorare, you can see like which lineups can beat you. And I was like, I don't even want to look. Like there's nothing enjoyable about me knowing what can overtake me. And I know there are some people who like that kind of sweat, I guess, but I can't do it. I really don't. I don't want to know. Zihad said, I came third in champ in season Division 2, would have been first in Division 1. Crazy high scores this week. So I would have been first in champ, excuse me, in Challenger D1. I'm fairly certain. Challenger, so I'm currently at 544 points. And the winner in D1 is at 523. God. I got relegated last game week. Can't remember. Let's see who we can blame for last week. I genuinely don't remember like what the lineup was that got relegated. And it might have been two of them. It was this jackfruit. I was 1 point from being away from that. Makes it so much worse. Oh my God. Oh my God. I forgot about that. 1 point. All I needed was a little more collection bonus on my Genk collection here. I have 2 Genk cards and they barely got anything. Oh. Pentas is watching this like, I told you. Not about these cards, but just about collections. Oh, that is so painful. This Smets yellow. I'll blame him. Ugh. Ugh. That is absolutely tilting me. I didn't even realize that until now. Woof. Yeah, Tuggy mentioned the relegation. Ugh. I didn't realize that. Although 2 of those guys were in the lineup for this my current. Is it 3? Did I place Smets there? Where's this lineup? Oh no, it's not. Haspelot and Stoikers are in it though. This is the current lineup. Olai, Eerdhuizen, Haspelot, Stoikers, and El Karani. Karani. Just can't say that. I can't believe I got relegated by 1 point. Oh my God. Today's lesson, have a short-term memory. Yeah, for real. For real. I mean, whatever. I hope I hold on. It would be pretty cool if I could hold on to that because it's fun. What's funny, or maybe it's not that funny. So I had this lineup here, which is actually very similar to that one. Like I could make this. Where did that lineup go? Here, I can make this lineup: Olai, Eerdhuizen, Haspelot, Stoikers, and El Karouani in limited. I had it right here: Olai, Eerdhuizen, Haspelot, El Karani, Stoikers. I did 3 of 5. For some reason, I don't know why and of course, so I played the Utrecht guys in Division One. Barcus. So I was probably never going to split El Krouani and Barcus, but I liked their matchup better than Sparta's, which like it was probably just a toss up. But I would have never played these two and El Krouani here without like I wasn't going to split El Krouani and Barcus. And so I was never like I never would have done it, but it is something that like I mean I don't know what the bonuses and all that would have gotten me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. I don't think there was a lesson today, Mike. It was just like what do we do? It was a discussion and not a lesson. That same lineup smashes another week. Maybe. But now it's like, hey, do I take my winnings and play MLS? Like what's kind of interesting in my mind is the way that I've been playing MLS can drastically change if I was like, oh, I'm going to take what I want, what I potentially can win and just get better MLS cards. But I almost don't want to play MLS differently than the way I've been playing. And so it's more like I'm just kind of holding on to more of a balance, on Sorare than I was previously. Like maybe I'll be a little more aggressive in buying, but ultimately I think where I've been going with MLS is the better way to return over the course of a season. And so going out and like buying all the most expensive cards now, like I'm not going to go out and buy an in-season Messi. I just don't think that's the right way to do it. And I'm not going to most likely buy J and K League cards, but like I'm not going to be like, oh, now I have some money. Let me go buy Messi, Vander, Wagner, Peck, and Kalina. I mean, you could literally play this lineup right now. It's like I don't want to spend $600 on 5 cards. Will those 5 cards return over the course of the season? I don't know. Look at CJ Dos Santos now, the second highest goalie, a third, Lloris. 100 of 1,000. That's fun. Basically a 1 of 100. Yeah. Almiron 63. Wow. I don't remember what I paid for mine. It wasn't that though. Anyway. City Keen said, there's your calling, Laird. Secure them tickets. Yeah, I should get, again, if Sorare, like, let's, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I don't know how I would be scratching their back by them just giving me tickets, but, again, picture on social media, hashtag Sorare on tour. It's my birth. Sorare sent me to see Messi on my birthday. Who doesn't want to see that video of somebody turning 44 years old with Lionel Messi? Why not? Why not? All right, that's all I got today. I'll be back tomorrow with Harry, I assume, for another What Would You Do? So if you have any questions that we haven't gotten to yet, absolutely get those questions in. But we prioritize everyone in the live chat because it's just what we do. So yeah, check that out. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming. If you could please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to Quinny. And yeah, congrats to everybody who is on their way to winning. For those who are not, it's only a matter of time. I feel it. Anyway, thank you to everybody. And please remember to go outside.